Hey guys, Joseph Henson here with Henson CPA Group. I hope you had a great Christmas and a great New Year. Welcome to the first live Facebook Live of the new year. So this week we're going to talk about setting financial KPIs for your clinic in 2026. Again, I'm Joseph Henson CPA with Henson CPA Group. I appreciate when you guys reach out, let me know what you want to hear about so that we can continue bringing you content that you actually care about. Why KPIs matters. KPIs, or key performance indicators, will help track profitability, efficiency, and growth. Without KPIs, financial goals become guesswork. Using proper KPIs will give you insights to make data-driven decisions in 2026. And today we'll show which KPIs matter most for your veterinary clinic. There's a lot here. We only try to take about 10 to 15 minutes. So I can't dive into everything we want to talk about, but if you have specific ones you're curious about, feel free to reach out. Profitability metrics. One of the most important metrics you can have is your gross margin percentage, which is revenue less cost of goods sold divided by revenue. $1 million in revenue, $400,000 in cost of goods sold. You're then going to take your revenue, which was $1 million, divide 600,000 by $1 million, and you get 60%. Your net profit percentage is your net income divided by revenue. So if you have $1 million in revenue, your net income is $100,000. Your net profit percentage is 10%. If you're paying attention to these, in tracking these trends monthly, it will help you identify leaks and growth opportunities within your clinic. One of the things it will help answer is our clinic really profitable after all expenses? You're just flying wild there, trying to get made where you're at, waiting until you to do number. You're not going to really know if you have low needs because all you're doing is relying on how many appointments you have and what cash is in the bank. Revenue metrics. One of the best metrics you can look at is revenue per veterinarian or revenue per technician. Make $1 million and you have 2 veterinarians, $500,000 each. Make $1 million, 2 veterinarians, technician, you're $330,000 or $33,033. You want to know what these numbers are. That is your average. One person is actually doing $2,000, and the other the slack includes $500. This match. Is it a technician and you try one separate? What do you really need? Then revenue per patient. You want to make sure you're hitting a certain amount. What amount truly matters on what your breaking is, your clinic size, how many vet techs you have, a lot that goes into it. But having a in mind means you at least buy it. $75, whatever it is, we want to see it improve upon the revenue, service, revenue, injury, diagnostic. If you have a channel and you're doing revenue, you want to know what these are to see what is the best performing. You as the veterinarian really spend your time. If you love doing the simple just wellness visits, great. But if that's not making you good enough revenue when you could be spending those 2 to 3 hours on a surgery and make $7,500 to $30,000, that's an issue. You want to use these KPIs to optimize service mix and staffing decision. See when people are really available and what you can do to optimize their time so they don't have a lot of downtime. Expense and overhead metrics. Your overhead percentage is total operating expenses divided by your revenue. So you're going to have on your income statement your net income. Not everything in that is your operating expenses. There are things like taxes, interest, those types of things that are not part of your operating expenses. This is just what it takes to operate your payroll, your administrative expenses, your maintenance, that sort of thing. So let's say again, $1 million in revenue, operating expenses of let's say $300,000. That means your overhead percentage is 30%. Is that in line with others in your industry and in your same size demographic? You need to track your payroll. your rent, utilities, and supply costs monthly. You'll notice all of a sudden if your electricity bill jumped by 30% in April compared to the prior year, or even compared to the previous month, hey, maybe we have an issue here. We need to see about doing some maintenance and updating, especially water or gas. You want to know those things ahead of time. Payroll is another one. You are a lot of times you'll be on 26 pay periods in a year every 2 weeks. And it's hard to plan for those extra 2 paychecks in a year. Whereas if you're on 24, you know monthly what your payroll expense will be. Identify areas where small reductions increase profitability. You want to see if I cut this unused subscription and it saves me $500 a year, are there a dozen or two of those that I can actually start to we just use? Are we still paying for easy bet? Switch to Shepherd. You know, the things you want to see in just a small action make a large increase. It will help ensure the client isn't overextending its rate. Another I keep seeing Amazon Music, Spotify, and Pandora. People have free subscriptions. There's the point. We're not going to $100 a year, but the small subscription added. And liquidity often cash flow is the cash from operations. We're not going to track your credit card. We're not going to keep track of your income, any of that. That's the stuff you don't need. You know, what is the cash operations? Your current ratio, asset, thing, the really so cash, money market, short-term investments, renewables, by current liabilities, what's due within the 90 days. Any loan payments are short-term. Do you have a firm? Do you have a this or that? Your car, all that's your asset by liability to a healthy metric. And cash on hand. How long can the operate out of revenue? Way to do you have an emergency fund? If your typical monthly expense is $60,000 and you have no revenue come in, how long can you survive? Is that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Is that a week? Those are the things you need to make sure you know. If you're a one clinic or one doctor clinic and all of a sudden you don't have a way to pay people, everyone's taking a month sabbatical because I got injured, I can't work, I can't afford to bring in a relief veterinarian. Apologize. So what is your day's cash on hand? It is critical to avoid financial stress and ensure smooth operations year round. These cash flow and liquidity metrics will make a difference in your clinic. Client and operations metrics. How many new clients do you have versus returning patients? It's a lot easier to retain a patient than it is get a new one, but you also need a healthy dose of new patients coming in because other ones, sadly, they move away, they pass away, and you don't always get to rely on them. What is your appointment no-show rate? Are you 10% no-show? That's an issue. What can we do today on your support staff on whether you reduce to less than a percent inventory turnover? How long are you keeping inventory again? Is it long? Is it not long enough? You're losing because you don't have inventory. KPIs beyond finance help link operations to your profitability. We don't want to just look at operational KPIs like liquidity, like the average revenue. We have to get higher picture because you'll notice all of your inventory is from 5 days to 100K. We purchased much this initiative. So an example is high will impact revenue out of cost of revenue. All of a sudden you have no shows. You're not getting the bottom line. Staff is still there, but you revenue coming in helps that. Here's a little at a case dashboard. Gross margin %, net profit will be 18%. So we're saying you have income of $180,000 per 240 $1,000, how many experience you have, and the overall is 40%. You want to keep in line with industry standard. Here's some tips for tracking KPIs effectively. Use your account software or spreadsheet. Your book need to be updated on a weekly and monthly basis consistently. Benchmarks for similar veterinary care. A $5 million clinic is to be the same as $100 million or $1 million clinic or a $500,000 clinic. And then use that to set realistic targets for 2026 and track your progress. If you have, you're not using them, they're to adjust operation based on trends, not your field. If you want help setting KPIs for if you January, you need some data, metrics, benchmarking clinic against the industry standard. We are here to help. We specialize with veterinarians and love working with guys. So feel free to use the load look at with me. If there's time available, send an email. Up with 2 ESEP at instancygroup.com. If you have questions, any concerns,